actually created an impression that it is a new tax that the government has actually brought into the system. No, it is not a new tax. It was actually came around President Kufuor's time. And one thing that we have to note also is that it travels through His Excellency JEML's time and His Excellency John Mohammed's time. Until about a year and a half ago, it was removed and replaced with a 17.5%. So absolutely it was cancelled. But GUTA agitated that it should come back because we thought that it was the simplest system that we, the traders, who cannot actually compute the input and output as a result of 17.5%, be brought back so that we can pay the 3%, which is the simplest form of actually paying the tax. Some school of thought have actually come out as a result of this reintroduction, as if maybe there's a new tax. As I already said, no. GUTA and the traders in general are happy that this 3% have been brought back. Others were talking about importation, that when they import, at the point of import, they are charged with the 17.5%. We should take note that that 17.5%, prior to the implementation or the introduction of the VAT, we had a sales tax, which when you pay at the port of entry, you don't do any computation in terms of the value-added tax or the 17.5%. And so when the import VAT replaced the sales tax, you cannot say that still you want to use the 17.5% to offset anything. That is for the point of entry. There is another school of thought where people were saying that if I have paid the 17.5% at the port and I go to charge the 3%, it's going to be about 20.5%. In any case, assuming you are the importer, you have imported and then giving it out to a retailer, is the retailer not going to charge? And so in the same vein, if the retailer that you have given the goods to is going to charge, automatically you also charge same. So there's no kind of differentials in terms of some of these things. About the cascading effect, this system has been in place for the past 10 or more years. Have we realized any cascading effect when it was introduced earlier on? If it's no, then why now? And if you talk about this cascading effect, at every point in time, whether you take even 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, or even 17.5%, there will still be that aspect of cascading effect. And so if we have about 3% at, let's say, a level 3 or 0.123, you multiply 3 by 3, you are getting about 9% increase. That's, let's take it, for instance, from the wholesaler to the retailer and then the consumer, you're talking about 9%. What about if we canceled the whole 3% and we are to use the standard VAT of 17.5%, and that cascading effect is still there? You are talking about 17.5% times 3, and you can do the calculations, the media, yourselves. So we are urging government that once this 3% is going to be introduced or has been introduced, we are urging government to make sure that every Tom, Dick, and Harry pays the 3%.